Yay, thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Qianna's Kitchen, y'all. Yeah, so I'm kind of piggybacking off of my other video that I just recorded. So these are the things that I'm suing my attorney for. Rather, I know I'm going to get some kind of compensation out of this. I know, because I know he violated me. I know he violated my constitutional rights. And he know he did. He know he did. He didn't care anyway. But I just want to inform people that if it ain't nobody out there helping you, because it's hard. It's hard to sue your state that you in, because a lot of attorneys don't want to take that case because they scared. They don't want what is it called? They license or whatever. They don't want that to be messed with. So a lot of attorneys are scared to sue the state that they live in. Okay. A lot of people don't know how to fight. I didn't. I still don't. But guess what? I'm doing a lot of research, y'all. I'm reading a lot. I'm going to start back. When I was in prison the third time, I stayed in the law library. They called me Johnny Cochran when I was just locked up. They called me Johnny Cochran because I stayed in the law library. I stayed researching, reading up on things. And now that I'm out, I kind of been procrastinating. Enough of that, though. Enough of that. Because the fight, God has put the fight in me. I was born to fight. Okay? By the grace of God. So I'm going to start going to the library. I'm going to go to a law library out here too. Because I need to research the law. I need to research case laws and statutes. Now, you cannot commence a civil lawsuit if it's past the statute of limitation. So you will have to look up the statute of limitation for whatever you trying to sue this person for. Like if it was 10 years ago, that's probably too late. It's too late. If it was 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, 5 years ago, you have to make sure you research the statute of limitations, y'all. I think the statute for me to sue my attorney is 3 years. The statute of limitations is 3 years. So my claims against my attorney: ineffective assistance of counsel. That's a claim. Because he did not represent me to the best of his ability. He could say he did, but I have documentary evidence, proof that he did not. Okay. When he came to see me on a recorded camera, even if it wasn't recorded, he still came to see me and disclose evidence through that camera, and somebody else could have been watching that camera. How do I know? I wouldn't know. Okay? Also have a claim of tort, misconduct, deprivation, negligence, and gross negligence, breach of duty. Okay? Because his duty was to protect me being his client. Breach of duty of care, intentional tort, mass tort. I don't know if I could sue for mass tort. I'm not sure. It's a possibility that I probably can't. Negligent misrepresentation, fraudulent misrepresentation, false misrepresentation. Now, I do have to prove all these things. Conspiracy to interfere with civil rights. I believe that they conspired. The administrative law judge and my attorney and the Department of Corrections, they conspired all together to violate my constitutional rights. They knew what they were doing. Even if they didn't know what they were doing, they did it. The attorney knew. The administrative law judge knew. They went to school for this kind of stuff. They know. They knew. Violation of the United States and federal law. Because if you violate the Constitution, you're violating pretty much a federal law. You're violating the United States Constitution. Okay. Harm, loss, and injury. They harmed me. I did 2.5 years. I had a baby incarcerated. I lost my family. My husband left. That's injury. Emotional distress. Intentional emotional distress. Now, these things do have to be proven in court. But these are the things that I am suing for. These are my claims. Lack of ordinary skill. Intentional infliction of mental and emotional distress. Y'all intended to inflict emotional, and mental distress upon me. Because when y'all violated my constitutional rights, that was done purposely. Okay. I do have to prove it in court. Once again, I am not an attorney, but you don't have to be an attorney to know that your rights were violated. All you have to do is research. Same thing that they do. You don't got to go to school to know that your rights were violated. When the Holy Spirit spoke to me and told me that my rights were violated, I kind of felt embarrassed because I was 36, 37 years old and I didn't know my constitutional rights. That's embarrassing. And violation of due process rights. You have due process rights, everybody. Okay. Look, when I was locked up in prison, I watched enough of Law and Order, Chicago PD, Blue Bloods, Criminal Minds. I watched enough of that. My favorite 2 shows, All Rise, which is a black judge that's all for people rights. It's called All Rise. Another one, it's called, what is it called? For Life. When that man did prison time in prison and did not commit the crime, and he fought 9 long years to get out of prison, but he was fighting for his fellow inmates. He fought to get them people out. You hear me? God got a plan, y'all. And sometimes it's not about us. Even though we may be wronged, yeah, we have wronged people too. You reap what you sow. You do. But I'm going to tell you something. When it becomes that the system is depriving you of liberty, life, depriving you of the pursuit of happiness and property. When your state is depriving you of those things, it's a problem. I was deprived. A lot of people incarcerated have been deprived of liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, your state constitution says the pursuit of happiness, but the United States Constitution says No one person should be deprived of life, liberty, and I think property. But your state constitution says the pursuit of happiness. I had every right to be happy with my family because my rights were violated. Okay. I know that these things happened so that this can happen, Qianna's Kitchen. I know that these things happen so that I can help my people. And I'm not talking about just black people, okay? So that's not what I mean when I say my people, but people, period, are being hurt by the system. I believe that the system was set up. No, I believe not set up. Wait, I believe that from the beginning of time, the system was made to dismantle families, especially black families. I do. That's my belief, though. Freedom of speech. That's in the Constitution, too. But for some reason,